Has anyone ever heard of Hallock, Minnesota? Where is Hallock?
Northwest corner.
Far northwestern corner of the state, near Canada, near North Dakota. And this farm was owned by this gentleman. He was the son of this gentleman, and that's James J. Hill, owner of the Great Northern Railroad. His son Walter didn't care much about railroading. His father bought him 7,000 acres up near Hallock to experiment with cattle farming, crop raising, but he also needed a mechanic to fix his farm machinery, his cars, and so I said, I'm a mechanic. I'll go out to this Hallock, Minnesota, and get a job. And so it was that in December of 1912, I arrived in Minnesota. That next spring, I went to see Walter Hill, convinced him to hire me on, and then I started working at North Cove Farm. I just loved working at North Cove Farm. Walter had the best of everything because he could afford the best of everything. All the latest equipment. He had built these 2 twin silos, thought to be the tallest in the world at the time. And then I was fixing his Packard cars as well. And as I say, I just loved working there. I worked there until 1916 when James J. Hill died. Then Walter, he sold that farm and he moved off. But now, I'm in Hallock, Minnesota. Here's downtown Hallock, Minnesota. I'm thinking, should I stay in this little town or should I go back to Cincinnati and try and get that job as a mechanic? As I think about what it was like in Kitson County, there were only 2 Black people in the whole county. I'm thinking, should I stay in this little town or move back to the city of Cincinnati? What would you do? Move? I stayed. I had already started to make friends in this little town, and I, for the first time, had a hometown that I could feel. One of the friends that I made, his name was Oscar Youngren, and he owned a garage. And I started to work for him. And one day, as we were working, he said, you know, Fred, we should make a car for you to race. I said, that's an excellent idea. We started, we worked on it. It took us a couple years. By 1917, we had finished it. We called it number 15 for the year we started to work on it. And I would go around from town to town, different county fairs, state fairs. I would win race after race. Oscar, he would act like my manager as we would go from town to town. But 1917, when we started to race, what was going on in the world? World War I, exactly. So once the United States entered into the war, we put number 15 up. And I went off to Camp Dodge in Iowa. And then I was shipped off to Saint Nazaire in France. And I was an electrician and a mechanic in the camps. So I would wire the camps, I would fix the officers' cars and motorcycles. Well, after the war, I came back to the United States. I went back to Minnesota. I went back out to Hallock and resumed my life there. I had started, as I say, to learn music, so I decided I'd join the Hallock Community Band. So here I am, playing my saxophone. And we would play in the town squares and things like that. And so as I said, I thought of Hallock as my hometown. I always thought of them as people that didn't care about what you looked like as much as what you could do, what kind of person that you were. Well, we got number 15 out again, and we would go around the town and go to county fairs. In 1925, I was in Chicago at the international races, and several people had been injured. I was in a car, was going along, clipped aside, flipped me out, knocked me out. But no bones broken. However, it had taken all the fun out of auto racing, so I just put that aside. But by that time, I was already thinking about other things. I had another friend, his name was Cliff Bovett. And he and I started to make radios. And I wanted my radio to be the most powerful it could possibly be. So I had antennas, I had batteries. We were communicating with people far and wide. We heard that there was a professor up in Pembina, North Dakota, and he had a beautiful wireless set. So we went out to see him, and he indeed had a beautiful set. And as we're talking, he said, say, fellas, have you heard about these 2 federal agents? They're roaming around in the upper Midwest and looking for this unlicensed wireless set. It's so powerful, it's interfering with Navy communication. Well, Cliff and I looked at each other. We said to the professor, that's interesting. we'll see you later. We raced back and we're taking down our antennas and the batteries. We're trying to hide all of our equipment. But they had talked with our friends and neighbors. The agents found us out. They gave us a very stern warning. We learned our lesson. We decided a year later we were going to create a radio station for the town. So I went up to Chicago to get my license to operate the station, clicked on its license to own the station. We started the first radio station there up in that area. But if we want our radio station to be successful, what do the people of the town need to have? They need to have radios. So I started to make radios for the people of the town. I had my shop in the back of the Grand Movie Theater. So I started to make radios, and you could listen to it through a horn like this or headphones, and I would have the kids of the town come into my shop, and I would teach them about electronics as well. But I also was the projectionist in the Grand Movie Theater. And what were movies like in the early and mid-1900s? They were silent. And the movie companies started to send out their reels of film along with the phonograph record. And so if you wanted to keep up with the technology of the time, you'd have to have a machine like this that would combine the projection with a phonograph record that would synchronize sound, music, sound effects, songs with the picture itself. Well, that might cost $3,000 in those days. My friends who owned the Grand Movie Theater, Duffy and Geneva Larson, they couldn't afford that. So they asked me what I could do about it. You think, well, why would they ask me what I could do about it? Turns out that I had developed a reputation in town as a kind of tinkerer and inventor. One time, the doctor at the Hallock Hospital, Dr. Shaleen, he was frustrated because he couldn't get his patients to the x-ray machine room as easily as he would like. And he was like, if someone could invent a portable x-ray machine, that would be the thing to do. And so I got my mind working on it. Cliff and I would experiment with each other. And I have almost electrocuted ourselves a couple times. But I created this portable x-ray machine. It was small enough to fit in a child's wagon, so they could bring it from room to room. And they used it at Hallock Hospital for many, many years. Also, I was watching the doctor with his Model T and putting some ski runners on it in the wintertime. I thought about that, and I created this kind of shell. I put 4 ski runners underneath it. I took a small Jimmy airplane engine and propeller, and I made my own snow machine. And we would zip around through the town, scare the people, scare the horses. They made us go out into the outskirts of the town to have our fun. But as I say, I developed this reputation as a tinkerer and inventor. So my friends asked me what I could do about this sound machine. So I got my mind working on it. I took 2 of these. Does anyone know what that is? It's for my mom in farm country. Exactly right. So a plow disc, right? And so I took 2 of these and I made that part of my turntable system. And with all the other pieces that I made, it cost about $100, a lot less than $3,000. And the sound just worked beautifully with the picture. But then technology changed again. Now, the film came on the reel with a soundtrack. So you not only needed a projector, but you also needed a machine that would shine a pinpoint of light on that soundtrack to get the photoelectric cells going and different other mechanisms going to make the sound go. Well, my friends couldn't afford that. They asked what I could do about it. And I got my mind working on this project again, got some books on physics of light and sound, and was thinking about it. And I made this machine. All I needed was a glass lens. So I wrote to Bausch & Lomb to see if they could send me a lens, make one for me. And they wrote back saying, "We regret that we are not in a position to quote upon the optical system which you outlined in your letter of June 5th, inasmuch as we have nothing which would meet your requirements without considerable special development work." Now, got to make my own glass lens. So you think, if you're going to make your own glass lens from glass you just find around you, what would you use? Glass from a what? What do you think? Yeah. Right. All very inventive. I thought about those things. Jar, eyeglasses, window. But it dawned on me, just an ordinary glass towel rod that was in my shop. I took my glass towel rod and I cut a length of that and ground it down and experimented. Ground it down, experimented, put it in, and it just worked beautifully. In fact, I even tinkered with the projection so that the pictures wouldn't flicker so much, and so our movies were so good that salesmen, as they roamed in their work around the upper Midwest, made sure that they went through Hallock to watch movies because it was so good. Well, there was a man down in Minneapolis who owned his own movie equipment company, Joseph Newborough, and he heard about my homemade movie equipment, and in 1930, he offered me a job to come down to Minneapolis and work for him. And I'm thinking, should I go down to this new city? I don't know anyone, or stay with all my friends. I've been up in Hallock for 18 years. What would you do? What was that? Hallock? Stay up in Hallock? Well, I moved. And my friends even encouraged me. They said, Fred, we'll miss you, but if you go down there, this could be your chance. This could be your chance to have your ideas recognized by more than just your friends and neighbors.